What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be going over my UFC Fight Night Kape versus Almabaev recap and breakdown. Still feeling a little bit sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but still not feeling the greatest, so apologize for that. Hopefully in the next video I'm feeling better, but yeah, this was a pretty fun card, so let's get straight into the first fight. Charles Johnson versus Ramazan Temirov. I picked Charles Johnson by decision. Ramazan Temirov gets it done by decision. Dude, the output of Charles Johnson, he could have won this fight. First round, he was looking a little bit hesitant, was kind of just trying to find the timing of Temirov. Temirov was landing some good shots, landing a lot of power. It looked like he kind of dropped Johnson at one point, but it was more just an off balance thing, wasn't really a knockdown. And yeah, Charles Johnson loses round one. Round two, Charles Johnson could have won it. It was pretty close. Tamarov was landing the better strikes. Johnson, he just had to up his output. If he upped his output and pressured Tamarov more, he probably would have won the second round. He was pushing him, he was pressuring him, but he wasn't throwing enough. Like he had him on the back foot, just wasn't throwing the strikes enough. But yeah, man, great win for Ramazan Tamarov. He gets into the rankings in his second UFC fight. That just shows how shallow the flyweight division is. Very top heavy. Great top half of the rankings, but once you get down to the lower part, there's not really much to see. But yeah, good win for Ramazan Tamarov. Charles Johnson, man, I think he'd be a lot better in a five rounder because he picks up the pace as he goes. He's more of a slow starter. We also seen that in the Joshua Van fight, I believe. So yeah, maybe this guy'd be much better in a five rounder, but you got to be able to fight 3 and 5. So yeah, Ramazan Tamarov gets it done. Let's move on to the next fight. Andrea Lee versus JJ Aldrich. Aldrich wins a decision. I get my pick right. Let's move on to the next fight. Lucas Almeida versus Danny Silva. I picked Danny Silva by decision. Danny Silva wins by split decision. I get my pick right. This was a pretty close fight. Both guys look good. They were both throwing with output, both throwing with power. The whole story of this fight, though, Danny Silva was on the front foot. He was pushing Lucas Almeida back, and he was landing the harder strikes. So yeah, good win for Danny Silva. He gets it done. Yeah, I could see this guy in the rankings, honestly. If he's going to keep improving, he already looks pretty good. Good win over a tough guy like Lucas Almeida. So yeah, man, that's impressive. Danny Silva, I think this guy has serious potential. He looks good. He looks good everywhere, defensively, offensively. I think his grappling looks all right. So yeah, man, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy finds himself in the rankings in the next few years. But yeah, good win for Danny Silva. Let's move on to the next fight. Ricardo Ramos versus Chepe Mariscal. I had to go with Mariscal by 30-27 decision, and he gets it done by 30-27 unanimous decision. I picked him as a lock, obviously. I get my pick right. Chepe Mariscal is one of the most underrated prospects in this division, man. Him and Christian Rodriguez, two guys that they're just parlay busters. You see a up and coming dangerous looking prospect, and you see him against some guy named Chepe, and you're like, oh, you know what? This prospect's gonna hammer him. Chepe Mariscal, he can't be nothing special. And then he goes out there and ruins your parlay. Same thing with Christian Rodriguez, man. Chepe Mariscal is so underrated. He's so good. I think he's already ranked potential. The pressure that this guy puts on people, he pressures people so incredibly well, and he throws so much output. He's got power. He's so unorthodox. Like, it's just weird, man. Like, Chepe Mariscal, he's weirdly good. Like, honestly, I think he's one of the best unranked featherweights right now. I think he beats like a William Gomis. I think he beats a Joe Anderson Brito. I think he could beat a Steve Garcia. I think he beats all these other featherweight prospects, man. I just think he's that good. And man, Chepe Mariscal, what's next for him? Honestly, I want to see like a big fight for Chepe Mariscal. I want to see like a Joe Anderson Brito or a Steve Garcia, or maybe throw him against William Gomis, who also fought on this card. I think he beats William Gomis pretty comfortably. But yeah, Chepe Mariscal gets the win. Super underrated fighter. Can't wait to see what he does next. Let's move on to the next fight. Austin Lane versus Mario Pinto. I picked Mario Pinto by first round TKO. He gets it done by second round TKO. Dude, the first round had me nervous, I'm not going to lie. They're kind of brawling, going back and forth. Austin Lane hits him with a nasty shot, which puts Pinto down. And I thought he was going to finish him there, man. He follows up with a bunch of shots. And, dude, I thought it was over. But Pinto survives. Second round starts. Same thing, kind of goes down. They're kind of swinging back and forth. Pinto lands a nasty right hand on the chin of Austin Lane and puts Lane out cold. On his back, he was done. Out cold. Stiff. And, yeah, good win for Mario Pinto. That first round had me nervous, but Austin Lane is big. He does have power. He looks a little bit more in shape this time. I kind of noticed that. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm just I don't know. Maybe I'm bugging, but he looks a little bit more in shape than usual. But Mario Pinto gets it done. Austin Lane has no chin. That's pretty much all there is to say. And yeah, let's move on to the next fight. Danny Barlow versus Sam Patterson. I picked Sam Patterson by submission as an underdog, and he gets it done by first round TKO. Holy shit. This was insanely impressive. I got pretty hyped when this happened because, dude, I Honestly, I was nervous for this fight because I wasn't too confident in Sam Patterson because Danny Barlow, he looks dangerous. He looks powerful. We've seen Patterson go out before. But, dude, two back-to-back underdog picks. 2 weekends in a row. Last weekend it was Ricky Simone at plus 200 that I picked. This weekend it's Sam Patterson at plus 225. Dude, I'm good at picking these big underdogs, man. I am. I'm good at picking these big underdogs. And Sam Patterson gets it done. Lighter man skill. I was expecting a submission. I was not expecting a TKO. Sam Patterson showing knockout power. That's insanely impressive. But yeah, man, Sam Patterson, dude, this guy's a serious prospect at welterweight. He's got a lot of finishing potential. He's dangerous. He's just good, man. Sam Patterson is just super good. And Danny Barlow, man, I still think he is pretty good, but he just doesn't have the experience, and he hasn't really been as tested as Sam Patterson. Just hasn't fought as high level of competition. Hasn't really faced adversity as much. You've seen as soon as Barlow got rocked, he didn't really know what to do. Patterson just kind of followed up. First, he rocks him with like a right hand. Barlow kind of trips over his own feet and ends up against the cage. And as he's trying to get back up from the cage, Patterson hits him with a shovel hook right to the head up against the cage. The same thing that Amavov hit Izzy with that put Izzy out. Sam Patterson hits that on Danny Barlow and just puts him down and ground and pound finishes him. Great win from Sam Patterson, man, showing danger in every area of the game. That's three first round finishes in a row since moving up to welterweight. Two first round submissions and a first round KO over a KO guy. Dude, Sam Patterson's rank potential, I'm not gonna lie. I think Sam Patterson is 1 or 2 wins away from getting a ranked fighter. If he goes out there and gets another first round finish in his next fight, I think he should get a ranked opponent next. Um, or maybe give him another fight after that just to be sure. But I don't know, man. This guy's really close to having a ranked fight, and I think this guy's ranked potential, man. He's super dangerous since moving up to welterweight, and I think this is his weight class. So yeah, Sam Patterson gets the win. I get my underdog pick right. Let's move on to the next fight. William Gomis versus Hyder Emil. I went with William Gomis by decision. Hyder Emil gets it done by split decision. I picked Gomis as a lock. I don't know why I'd do that. Gomis, he's good, but he's never really been that amazing. And Hyder Emil, he also looks maybe to be about the same level. I don't know. I just thought Gomis was going to be the more technical, more experienced guy. I thought he was just going to be able to be smarter and out technique Hyder Emil to a decision. But no, he engages in a brawl with Hyder Emil, and Hyder Emil just outdogs him, outworks him. Hyder Emil is super tough, super dangerous. He looks good, man. I don't know if either of these guys are ever going to be ranked. I don't know. They both seem they seem good, like good unranked guys. These both of these guys seem like fighters that are going to be like good unranked tests for like upcoming prospects. Like Ronnie Barcelos, how he was a really good test for Peyton Talbot, and showed a lot of flaws in Peyton Talbot's game. I think Gomes and Emil are both kind of fighters like that, where you get an upcoming prospect at featherweight, like maybe Chepe Mariscal. This guy could be a good test for both of them. I think Chepe beats both these guys though, but they could be good tests. Maybe good tests for a guy like Christian Rodriguez, maybe good tests for someone like a Steve Garcia. I don't know, man, but they both look they're good, but I don't think either of them will be ranked. I did kind of overrate William Gomis in my breakdown video. I picked him as a lock. I don't know. I just didn't think Hyder Emil was very good. He's not that technical, kind of just a brawler. But he relied on his toughness in this fight, and it got him the win. So yeah, good win for Hyder Emil. He gets the win by split decision. Let's move on to the next fight. Nasrat Haqparast versus Esteban Ribovics. I went with Esteban Ribovics as a lock. Nasrat Haqparast gets it done by split decision. I disagree with this decision. Not going to call it a robbery because it was super close. Could have went either way, but I thought Ribovics slightly edged out the second round and then won the third. First round, it's all Nasrat Haqparast. Lands the better strikes, lands the harder strikes, busts Esteban's lip open. And yeah, he gets the first round. Second round, it's super close, back and forth. It's flipping. The round is just super close. And then Esteban, I felt like at the end with that big left hand, I thought he stole the round slightly. I thought Esteban should have slightly got the nod on that round. And then round three, Esteban just started putting a pace on Nasrat, almost finished him at the end. And yeah, Esteban Ribovics, I thought he won this fight. But you know what? It was really close. Nasrat put up a great fight. His power looked good. His boxing looked good. And Esteban, man, his volume was the main taking point of this fight. He threw over 400 strikes in this fight. That was some Max Holloway level volume. I know he wasn't landing most of it, but dude, still throwing that volume is insane. Didn't look tired at all. Nasrat was done in the third round pretty much. If that fight was a 5 rounder, Esteban probably would have finished him in the fourth. Esteban Ribovics, man, this guy would be dangerous in a 5 rounder, man. The volume this guy throws, throwing 400 strikes in a 3 rounder and not being tired. Like, dude, imagine this guy in a 5 rounder. Like, we're looking at 600, 700 strikes if he keeps that pace up. Like, that's just super impressive to me. So, yeah, Esteban Ribovics, I thought he should have won this fight, but Nasrat gets the win. Good win from Nasrat. Good performance from both guys. Esteban Ribovics, man. I I think, Esteban Ribovics, he'd be super good in a 5 rounder. He's good in a 3 rounder, too. I don't know. I just, I just really like that volume from Ribovics, and I think the volume in the second round, I think that, and the fact that he had the best shot of the round, I think that slightly should have edged him out over Nazar Haqparast. So, yeah, wouldn't call it a robbery. It was super close, could have went either way, but I thought Ribovics slightly should have got the decision. But yeah, Esteban Ribovics, uh, good performance, good win for Haqparast, and let's move on to the next fight. Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. I went with Cody Brundage as an underdog, and I got this one right. I don't know, man. Julian Marquez, he's just been on a downhill slope. He just has not been looking good recently. That is 4 KO losses in a row for Julian Marquez. It might be time to hang it up. I'm not going to lie to you. Cody Brundage, man. I was worried in this fight because at the start, Julian Marquez landed a huge shot, knocked Brundage's mouthpiece out, and I thought he was going to finish Brundage. So I was like, damn, I'm going to get this one wrong. But nah, Brundage comes back. The ref stops it like while Marquez is like kind of pressuring him against the fence to put both their mouthpieces in. I've seen some people saying that, they shouldn't have stopped it there. They should have let Marquez kind of get some more shots off, but I don't know, man. I don't really have an opinion on that, I guess. But yeah, Brundage, man, they put the mouthpieces back in. They start swinging again, and Brundage lands a huge shot, puts Julian Marquez down, and ground and pound finishes him. So yeah, Cody Brundage gets the win. I should have picked him by finish. I picked him by decision. I don't know. I kind of seen a finish coming in this fight. Two guys that are going to go in there and swing. Marquez has been finished multiple times in his last few fights, and Brundage actually does have some alright power. So I don't know, man. But yeah, good win. Let's get on to the main event. Manel Kape versus Asu Almabaev main event. I went with Manel Kape by decision. Manel Kape gets it done by third round TKO. This fight went pretty much exactly how I said it was going to go. Manel Kape just overwhelmed Asu Almabaev. That was literally the title of my prediction video. Manel Kape will overwhelm Asu Almabaev, and that's exactly what he did. He overwhelmed him and got the finish. The reason I picked him by decision is because I thought Almabaev would get the takedowns a little bit easier. He didn't get any takedowns in this fight. Manel Kape's takedown defense looked great, and I don't know. I've never seen either of these guys at a 5 rounder, so I don't really know how their cardio was going to look, but it didn't even go there. Manel Kape got him out of there in the third round. Bit of a weird stoppage. Almabaev was not really out at all. He was shooting down for a takedown, and they just called it, but Almabaev was running for his life. I know most people are crying about the eye pokes, but the eye pokes were very minimal. They were not bad eye pokes at all. They just kind of grazed the eye of Asu Almabaev, and he wanted to stop it, like, for whatever reason. Like, you guys are acting like Manel Kape wasn't whooping his ass before any of the eye pokes even happened. He was way too fast for Almabaev. He was going to win the fight anyways. He was beating him up. Almabaev had pretty much no success. And yeah, Manel Kape puts on a great performance. I'm liking this new version of Manel Kape. I think he's wanting to put on a statement after the Muhammad Mokaev fight, talking all that shit and then putting on a boring fight. But, I think he wants to make a statement, prove to people that he is an entertaining fighter. And, he's bringing some fans back. He's bringing some fans back after this one. Maybe not with the eye poke, but if you're crying up with the eye poke, you just lost money by betting on Asu. And yeah, the eye pokes are very minimal. But yeah, good win for Manel Kape. Next for Manel Kape, man, he needs a higher ranked opponent. I think maybe who do we give him? Like you know what, man? I think a Manel Kape versus like if Brandon Moreno loses to Steve Erceg, I think you do Moreno versus Kape. I think that'd be a sick fight. Maybe if Erceg loses, then you do Erceg versus Kape, but I think Kape should fight up. So I don't know. But man, there's a lot of fun matchups you can do in Manel Kape. People crying up with the eye pokes. You had money on Almabaev, just say that. They were very minimal eye pokes, and he was getting whooped up before any of them even happened. So yeah, Kape was going to win anyways. Yeah, great win for Manel Kape. Let's move on to the official recap. 7 out of 10 on correct picks. I'm pretty happy with that. Only got 3 wrong, and one of them should have went my way. So technically should have got 8 for 10 in my opinion. But you know what? Have to go with what's on paper. 7 out of 10. I'm still happy about that. 70% pick rate right there. 1 out of 3 on lock picks. 2 for 2 on underdog picks. I did go with my underdog picks. I'm happy about that. Lock picks, didn't do as good as I wanted, but technically should have went 2 for 3 because of the whole Ribovics thing. But oh well, got to go with what's on paper. So 1 out of 3. And yeah, fight of the night, Haqparast versus Ribovics easily. This was a sick back and forth battle. Really fun fight with a lot of fun moments and super close. Best finish, easily Patterson versus Barlow. Maybe not easily. There were some other fun finishes. The Brundage finish was kind of fun. Austin Lane getting flatlined by Mario Pinto was kind of fun. Manel Kape, that was barely even a finish, but it is what it is. And Sam Patterson, man. Nobody was expecting Patterson by KO, which is what I think makes this finish so much more impressive and so much more like hype, because nobody was expecting that. But yeah, this is my official recap. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.